tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans, producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
We are back. It's season 20, the 10th anniversary here on AFTERBUZZ TV. The gang is all here. I'm Kristyn Burtt, and we missed you guys, and we're thrilled to be back. Thanks for all of your tweets and Instagrams and Facebook messages. It's been amazing. So let's introduce the gang to my left right here. Dancing with the Stars All Access host. Hello.
From last night.
Anna Trebunskaya. Hi, everybody. How was that? Did you have fun?
I had fun. It was, I'm glad I did AfterBuzz for a couple of seasons because it definitely prepared me a little bit. But it was a whole new thing. It was kind of like sports broadcasting on the go, which we just discussed with Suri, and I was like, yeah, it's hard. But it was a lot of fun.
Are you doing it all season, or is it like week to week?
I think it's going to be more of, they try to change things up this season, and they want to bring some of the favorite pros that are maybe not on the show anymore, and also possibly the pros that got eliminated throughout the week. So, but they asked me if I'm willing to come back, and hey, why not? Sure, it's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how they were doing it because they were like this week, and I was like, or all season? Like, how are you doing it? So thanks for clearing that up.
I think that it's still a work in progress. They're trying to figure things out.
Well, good job last night. We were very proud of you.
Yes, we were.
Oh yeah, over on the other end of the table, Suri Serano.
We're back. I can't believe it.
Well, welcome back. We missed you. Jake DuPree, my love bug.
Hi, I'm Jake DuPree. I can't believe this is season 20. This is crazy.
This is
I'm
crazy.
so excited about it, though.
That just aged me.
Yeah, and oh no, you're young.
I was a child. I was a child when I started the show. I was practically illegal. So
please, you looked so hot last night. I was like liking all your Instagram photos. So yeah, you dressed very lovely and looked lovely. So
somebody help me.
Let's get into it because we have 12 dances to talk about, and I think that there's a lot of stories, and I want to get to all of them. Let's kick off the night with the youngest contestant ever on Dancing with the Stars, 14-year-old Willow Shields, who was partnered with Mark doing the cha-cha. All right, Jake, I'm starting with you.
I was really captivated by her. I think that she has so much poise for someone that young to be out there and giving face, and especially going first out of the entire season. That's incredible. However, I'm nervous that she might get lost in the mix later on in the season. I think that she'll last long because she's got that whole Hunger Games fandemonium after her, but I'm just worried that eventually it'll be that'll run out.
Yeah,
but I'm excited for her, though.
Yeah, and we know Mark does really well with younger contestants, but this is a very young contestant. 14 is not, it's not 16, it's not 17. You're still
right
in puberty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that can be very awkward.
Well, you're still in puberty till you really hit 20.
That's true. But it's that real awkward stage, don't you think?
Well, yes and no. She is a Hollywood actress, so she does have a leg up. But I also think being 14, you have an advantage. As even younger athletes, you don't really know what you're in for, so you're just going and doing, and you don't have your mind most of the time messing with you as much at 14 versus 25, where you're super hyper aware of everything and anything. I don't know, it could be an advantage too.
Yeah.
I also think Mark's going to do an awesome job with her.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's worried about the capabilities of Mark. I think he just handles young contestants very well.
Well, any contestants, Candace. I mean,
yeah, where
that's
she had
true.
sort of some, she had some rules of how she wanted to be out there on the dance floor and presented. I think that,
Christy Yamaguchi, she didn't really needed much handling, but I think Mark is just an overall very seasoned pro. He's a veteran. He's done a whole bunch of different types of celebrities, Shannon Doherty, everything. So he'll do just fine. He really knows how to handle this.
He doesn't seem ruffled that much by you know, different
Not
personalities, that type of thing. Yeah, you kind of get used to it.
I think probably after Bristol Palin, he probably is just like, he can handle anybody now. Sorry, it's true.
Good old Bristol. I mean, all the way to third place. So
I know.
You know
So
what?
obviously he knows how to handle somebody.
She has potential. I think we're gonna see a lot of good things.
Yeah,
to come.
good developments.
The judges did prove that they are going to keep things a little bit lower because welcome to the 6 show. We started off with 6667.
Hashtag 6
I think that's great. Not that the 6s are great. I think you have to start lower. We have to build. We can't start off with 9s and 10s.
That's been the problem the last 2 seasons.
Totally okay with it.
I'm okay with it too, and you feel like though you do see the 5s and the 6s, and you're like, oh, cringe, because we have become so accustomed to the 8s and the 9s.
Right, and 5 and 6 is like down the middle of the road. It's like you did, 60% of the job that you really need to do on your week 1. Like, that's great.
All right,
It's not fantastic. It's great.
And 25, which really wound up she wound up in the middle of the pack with everyone because there were a lot of 25s, 26s by the end of the show. We go next to couple number 2, and probably the most chemistry I've seen, and now Us Weekly is talking about it. So, Robert, is it Herjavec?
Really?
Is that
Herjavec?
Herjavec, yes, and Kim Johnson, of course, she's back. So great to see her.
I love Kim.
Yes.
They had the cha-cha and chemistry for days. What did you think of their dance?
The dancing, the performance was fantastic. He's very charming. He has a wonderful smile. The cha-cha dancing, however, is kind of stiff and kind of somebody told me to put my arm there, so I'm going to put my arm there. So he doesn't really feel the music. He doesn't feel the rhythm. It's not in his body. But boy, does he enjoy it. I mean, he's having the time of his life. He's like a kid on a roller coaster. He's loving it. He's just like, like a big kid.
I've heard he's wanted to do the show for a while, so he's super happy to be here.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and he got a hot little pro to boot. So hey,
You're bumping up the gossip over there.
No, I think that they're a great couple. I love them together. I love them on the dance floor. I think that their chemistry on the dance floor is fantastic.
They look beautiful together.
They do.
Their smiles together. It's cute.
Yeah, both very charming.
Pleasantly surprised by his enthusiasm and energy out there. I did not expect that. I really expected to kind of just watch and be like, cool. But it was awesome. Yeah. It was fun to watch.
I know, when you get a Shark Tank guy, you think stiff and boring and like.
Yeah, I've never really seen Shark Tank. Whoops. Sorry about it.
I don't watch it either.
So I was really nervous, and he's not necessarily a performer. Like, he's not an actor. He's not, a host or whatever. I mean, he's a host, but not like, hey, everybody. So it's I was nervous, but you were right. The performance, amazing. Dancing, I feel like she danced around him a lot. However, whenever he got to the point, like the Beyonce, like, single ladies move, I was like, okay, like, this is really cool seeing this adult man being like, I'm going for it.
Yeah.
And I'm excited for him. I think he's actually going to go really far.
I think so. Yeah, because he's in it. When you're in it, it always helps you out.
Really quick, I did make a note down when I was watching that it was smart to have the troupe around because it took away from not watching his feet.
Yes.
Always.
Disguise.
Yes, Emma does a good job with that with some of her contestants in past seasons too. It's fantastic. All 7, so I thought that was a nice.
That was actually
was that a little gifty?
If they're gonna give Willow 6s and not him any, I was like, no. Let's take it back. Let's roll it back.
It was a gifty.
Overscored.
Hashtag gifty. All right. Then I go to Riker Lynch with Allison.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I want to say, first of all, I'm so happy to see Allison back because I feel like if they had only made that her only season, I just would have, it would have felt like sad trombone. I just felt like she was beat up a lot. I really did.
Yeah.
By the judges. And I'm glad she's back. I feel like she has a partner whose energy matches hers. So I'm looking forward to this.
And quality.
Yeah. Let's talk about the jive.
So anybody wants to start?
Go ahead.
Okay, so I really like the routine. I think the concept was spot on for him to bring out his rocker self for the very first week because it made him comfortable kind of in his own pond, so to say. They both looked great. I love that little outfit. I mean, she rocked it. It was so cute.
One of your old outfits. It was one of my favorites of the night, and it reminded me of one you wore.
Well, it's just, thank you. Yeah. It's been done before. Everything's been done before on some level. So, but they definitely rocked the jive. There were enough technical jive for me that I'm not gonna go like, oh, wasn't enough jive. I mean, I always like to see more, but there was a lot of like kind of flashy moves, so to say, but he's capable of doing those flashy moves and making them look really good. And I'm very, very excited for Allison because just based on my own experience, like I did 5 seasons of Dancing with 5 or 6 seasons of Dancing with the Stars before I got Evan Lysichek. And when I started dancing with Evan, and he was a good partner, he was a very good talented dancer, people were like, oh, she's actually a good dancer. Like all these seasons before, I was second with Jerry. I, was on the show consistently, and people were like, oh, she's actually a good dancer. Like, that is just so weird. Like, Derek came up to me, he's like, I didn't realize you were that good. I was like, gee, thanks. But here's the thing. We know Allison is good. And I think with this partner, she's going to be able to show America that watches Dancing with the Stars how good she actually is.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, if they haven't watched So You Think and missed all those amazing seasons with her, she's incredible. What did you guys think of her with Riker?
I was screaming because I had no idea who he was, and now I'm a total fan. It was awesome, explosive, as they said. Everything, they're one of my top couples. I knew they would be, though. I just had a feeling whoever they paired Allison with was going to have that, something to match her in some way. It was awesome. I loved it. I cannot wait to see what they put on the floor in the coming weeks. He is charisma for days, right?
Allison is one of my all-time favorite dancers in terms of just life in general, and I think that she's like one of the forefront people who is changing dance for everybody, that especially even like kids growing up. So I'm so thankful that she's with him because he is capable of everything that she throws at him. Right. I am so excited about the two of them. I really kind of wish that they had more room to move because I was like, it's so contained, which is fine, but I just wanted to see them like fill up that entire ballroom because the two of them, they're like they're like the lightning rod for the season. Yeah, they're just gonna completely explode.
It's probably coming. There are gonna be dances that they have to travel.
For right out the gate, that was spectacular. They were the ones that I feel like if they would have come at the very end of the show, they would have been like the standing ovation for everybody.
Yeah.
Yes.
So. And I'm gonna be interested because he sort of has that Cody Simpson feel to him a little bit. Yeah. I'm interested to see like how he evolves and does some of the ballroom dances and stuff like that later on.
And I think it's really interesting because she is somebody that no matter what, you always want to watch her because she goes full out and she will not stop on you. Yeah. I'm kind of glad that he has had this moment with the band because he also has had to learn how to like show out in front of a group of people. So it's like the two of them together, they're both just going to go full out all the time, and I'm so excited about that.
Yeah, love it. 8-7-8-8, great scores, 31 for them.
Pretty deserved, yeah.
Then we go to Charlotte McKinney and Keo doing the jive. I was a little dismayed by the package because I was like, I don't care about your boobs, and like it was so much about the boobs before it started. Like it almost, because I don't feel like America knows her enough, and I felt like this was a great opportunity to be introduced to her a little bit more because she's probably one of the lesser known celebrities, and I'm like, we just talked about duct tape and boobs, and and it was a tough outing for her, I thought.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, and it's like. I agree with you. I think that it was, A, it was a direct copy of the commercial, right? The Carl's Jr. commercial. Yeah. But B, it was like, I almost feel like if you want to be liked by the audience of Dancing with the Stars, like that maybe wasn't strategically the best choice of the VT package before the first dance, because I am actually kind of worried for her.
I am too.
Because she's beautiful, she's young, she's a gorgeous girl, I think she's a talented dancer too. But like our people that watch Dancing with the Stars probably gonna vote for Robert Herjavec
over Charlotte. Yes.
Over Charlotte. So it's like, but then the other thing is, it's almost like, what do you do? Like that's what she's known for. So it's like kind of get it out of the way, get it out of the system, so then we can focus on the new thing. I hope that's the case.
Yeah. What did you think of her dance, Jake?
I don't know. Her back is so flexible. Her splits are amazing. Like with that very flexible, like almost last pose that they hit, I was very, very shocked because I didn't expect her to move like that. However, I wish I'm not sure they're going to be back after this next week, which makes me sad because I do think that she is capable of a lot in terms of dance, but I don't think that in terms of the package they presented her very well, like you said.
Yeah.
It's just not the best.
Well, I didn't have such a huge issue with the package, but I completely understand where you guys are coming from and how that could be perceived. I thought it was funny and fun, so for me it was entertaining more than anything. I'm not as worried as you guys are about her going home week 1 because I don't think they're going to send Kyo home week 1. I just think that it's going to be a surprise.
Since he went home last season?
Yes, since he went home last season, week 1. And I'm okay if I'm wrong with that, but I don't think so. I think he's going to go after week 1, just because based on that.
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean,
he doesn't either, but...
I know. I ran into Kyo last week. Actually, I was out to lunch, and he was working. He was straight from rehearsal, and he'd been working hard. And I know his heart's really in it. So, you always want the best. All the pros, you want the best for them. So it's hard when you see them like from rehearsal, sweaty, and like, oh my gosh, I'm really excited about the season. And she was a little off on the music and things like that. So
her legs weren't as jivey as you kind of, especially right after Riker. Riker did jive, like
so
killed the jive, and then like all of a sudden, like Charlotte's jive is the same tempo, but it's like looks like much slower, and like she's dancing through mud a little bit. Yeah,
and
so
I don't think it was smart to make her start by herself either. I think they should have started together so she could have been like on the music, because she was offbeat, just counting with her hip. Like with those feathered
right. Yeah,
things.
it's nerve wracking week 1.
And she
do something like that.
Aaron, she was like, that was crazy, like really overwhelming, kind of. So it made me nervous for her.
I was nervous. I don't know how, like when a 14-year-old opens the whole show, you're like, you're amazing.
Yeah.
6, 5, 5, 6, and that's where we saw the first 5s of the night. 22.
It's all right.
It's fair.
Yeah. Hopefully next week is a better outing for them. And then a couple that was a real surprise to me: Patti LaBelle and Artem. And doing the foxtrot, and I think and this is just like that. Oh, she's an older singer. She's a diva. She's amazing. But I just thought she'd be like, they'll just go out there and do a couple weeks or. But she was emotional. I mean, the choreography I thought was clean and simple.
Yep.
And he guided her around the dance floor a lot. But I thought it was like perfect for what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Love that she said she didn't want him to change anything.
Yeah.
That she really wanted to push and work, and she's amazing, a legend. I was very excited. How about that dress?
Beautiful.
The fact that she's on this show is beyond amazing. Like how they got her is amazing.
I know, and she was in hold at one point, and the camera was on her, and I'm like,
that smile.
She did the face. I spoke to Artem briefly last night, and he just loves being paired up with her. He loves her personality. He's like, she's just so cool.
That's awesome.
And he's like, I'm really enjoying it. So I'm very, very excited for him, even though maybe she's not going to make it to the final, but at least they're going to have fun, and they're going to go as far as they're going to go, and with a smile on their faces.
It's interesting because last season he had, Leah Thompson, who could do everything pretty much, and he would like throw the entire kitchen sink of choreography at her, and he has to tailor it back this season. But it's interesting, you can still enjoy the ride for what it is. I like that.
I'm so excited about her. I think that she's really going to bring just a whole different audience to this show that remember her, and I want to see her. And I mean, I want to see her just in general. I think she's fantastic, and I do wish that there was like a little bit more rise and fall, a little bit with her feet. It was just a lot of flat foot the whole time.
It was a lot of flat foot,
but it's also like we have to be critical of her just as much as you're critical of other people. However, I don't really care about technique with her.
No,
I've been obsessed with Patti LaBelle since she was on the Oprah Winfrey Show and made like this triple cheese baked mac and cheese. Oh my God. And I was like, I want to go to Patty's house, like Miss Patty,
Mama Patty,
and that was like, I mean, we're probably going back 15, 20 years too when that was on. All right, 25 for them, 7, 6, 6, 6. I thought some decent scores.
Maybe a little gift.
Yeah, a little gifty on that 7.
But I'm happy about a gift from Miss Patty.
All right. Then we go to Chris Soules, the most recent Bachelor, and Whitney, last season's winner, doing the jive. And, this is what I have to say about these two. They're both really popular. He's a popular Bachelor.
And so
she's a popular pro. Together, the energy, they were like, boom, we're here.
Oh my gosh. I watched this whole season of The Bachelor. I'm definitely a fan of his.
I'm so sorry, Suri.
Total guilty pleasure, and I already knew the outcome. But anyway, you know what I was taken taken with, besides everything that you all are going to say, because I'm going to agree with you, is his focus. I did not expect that from him. I mean, I don't know if you guys did, but he was so focused. He wasn't distracted by anything around him and how nervous he was, because I know he was nervous talking with you guys.
Right.
Loved his energy. I thought it was a perfect first dance for him.
It was.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It was fun. Who
I'm
doesn't
such
love
a fan.
Footloose? You know, it's like awesome.
The fact that he is a farmer and probably has never danced or moved like this ever is amazing. They came out there and I was like, I knew as soon as she had him, I was like, she's gonna whip him into shape, and he killed it. The scores for me were really low for them. I was like really disappointed, and they were super critical on them, which I'm glad, because I know he can push to do better things. However, they should have gotten higher than what they got. That was really great.
Totally agree. One more thing really quick on my part with what I couldn't take my eyes off of him, and that says everything when you're watching Whitney, who is stunning. So that was a big deal.
It was a big deal. I just wanted to say that the scores were 7-6-6-7, so in reference to what you were saying, Jake. But yeah, I mean, it is that stealing the scene from Whitney is tough.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think the scores were high because I don't think they were low. I think they were right where they needed to be. He is a charming guy. He does have this really cool energy around him that just draws you in. I mean, I watched him and I thought he was really hot when he danced. I was like, whoa, I did not expect this Iowa farmer, because I did not watch Bachelor. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't do this.
I didn't either.
But I was very, very pleasantly surprised, because I reckon he does not dance like, what is he, where's he going to dance? Although you might have to learn how to dance for your wedding dance.
Yes.
But I was really, really, really excited, and I am excited now to see what he's going to bring every single week to the table, and I definitely think that they're going to stay for a while. The upper body, though, man, the upper arms, the
arms were a little bit
If you would have had, if you would have had a little bit more arm styling, maybe it would have been all sevens. So to me, that's a huge part of performing. People neglect their arms, and I think that's like your presentation. That's like your card. Like, you have to have some sort of refined energy and refinement through your arms, so that it's like cherry on the top. Otherwise, it's like, oh, it's great, but the presentation isn't that great.
Yeah. And the body awareness comes as the weeks progress.
It takes time. Yeah.
Before we move on, it is that time of the show where we talk about iTunes.
Yay!
Hey, kids! We want to thank everyone that's listening on the podcast. We're also streaming live now on YouTube. So many exciting things for this season. But if you are downloading us, thank you. Rate us. Tell your friends about us. And of course, we always love 5 stars. The first one of the season.
And check out our new set.
I know, isn't it pretty?
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You style.
So many exciting things. But we are going to move on to couple number 7 of the night. Michael Sam and PETA doing the cha-cha. He can move. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised in that he's a football player. But I guess I just didn't know what to expect. I knew a lot about his story because, we've all followed it, I think. And I love that he's here. I love that he's enthusiastic about it. And he and PETA look great together.
Yeah.
They're beautiful together. I mean, it reminds me of like her glory days when she won the show. I mean, not the other seasons have been her glory days, but that season was spectacular for her. And I'm excited for him because he's got the personality. He's got the attack. Like, he went out there and he was like, I'm owning this. The smile was a little weird at points.
A little cheesy.
It was a little cheesy, but I was like, maybe it's just like nerves. And if that's your nerves is like making a weird smile, then great. At least it's not like claw arms, like T-Rex arms.
Or Wesley Stone face. I'd rather see a smile.
But the whole fact that he was like living and like looking into that camera at the very end, I felt like he like really, really loosened up, and he was like, boom. It was so good.
A little booty shaking.
I was rooting for him before it started because I've followed his story and everything, and I had high expectations as a football player, and I had a feeling that he was going to do really well. And I think he's got so much potential, and he's one of those that I cannot wait to see what he does week to week.
Yeah.
His feet are a mess. I mean, I went back. And I'm going to be honest, because his musicality is great. He's got rhythm and everything else. And I went back and I watched it a second time, and I'm like, oh yeah, the feet are pretty sloppy, but things to work on. It's
if
week
you look
1.
at the other football players too, like most,
Their
if you look back, their feet are like a little.
Football players tend to be very flat-footed. They do not like to wear Latin heels. And I think he didn't as well. I think he just wore flatter shoe. But on the positive, like you said, he has great rhythm. He has musicality. His arms actually were somewhat finished, and he was a really good partner for Peta on the parts that they did together. He connected with her. They have their own type of chemistry as well, and I really, even like off the floor, they really get each other. They're
That's
like
cool.
really good friends. They have a good connection, good team. The smile, I think this is probably what happened. He has probably a focused face that is like intense, and Peta was like, we practicing you smiling. So she probably like drilled it into him. Just keep smiling. Just keep smiling. You know, so that's why maybe the smile looks a bit forced, because it is. But the more he does it, the more he starts feeling like it almost was like the routines were so short yesterday that it wasn't enough time for the dancers to get into it, because towards the end of the cha-cha he actually started to show like true emotions versus something that he plastered on his face.
That's true.
So excited for the weeks.
Yeah, these dances were fast. I mean, they were like,
and done.
Exactly. Crazy. 6-6-7-7 for a total of 26. Kind of in the middle of the pack with
I wish I would have gotten another 7. I just wish I would have gotten another 7.
You need to be on the panel because you're
I know.
like, just one more point. And then we go on to, I think, one of the biggest surprises of the season in terms of like, he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out, he's in. It's Derek. Derek is here.
Back.
He's partnered.
He never left.
He never left, let's be honest. And he was partnered with Nastya, the 2008 all-around gold medal champion, which we love, doing the foxtrot. And I think that there's been a lot of fans that aren't necessarily fans of Derek that are like, he gets another good dancer. And
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other good dancers that are great contenders. And I think I'm going to say this on episode 1, so everyone remember this. With Nastya, because she starts up here, we're probably going to be a little nitpicky. So that doesn't mean we don't like her. We love her, but we're just going to be little details is what she's going to have to work on. So let's talk about her foxtrot. Anna.
Here we go with nitpicking. So to me, she already has a lot of technique based on her gymnastics training and based on her ballet training, because I know her parents put her through ballet training, because you could see it in her arms,
Russian.
in her feet, in her legs. I mean, everything. The girl has it. So she has great lines. She has wonderful posture. She has amazing flexibility and strength, balance, all of that she has. I'm not going to worry about that. What I would like to see from her is more content that is actually pure ballroom technique. To me, this foxtrot as a routine was great. It was very New York, New York. It was very showcasey, Rockettes. I mean, it all was, my flash and trash, a lot of flash and trash. I'd like to see something that this girl can bring to the table. Can she foxtrot? Whichever she did was a showcase routine that I could give to my students that only been dancing for 3 years, and they could do that routine with all the troupe. Maybe their leg isn't going to go quite as high, maybe their back arch is not going to be, but the actual routine, they can do it. I want to see what Nastya Lukin can do. Can she do not 2 bars of foxtrot? Can she do 5 bars of foxtrot and actually make it smooth and seamless and have a shape and posture and connection to the partner and proper frame where she's actually touching him? Can she have the footwork so it's not only toe leads and there's lovely heel leads? Can she do it? I don't know, because that wasn't presented in this foxtrot. All that aside, performance, flexibility, balance, lines, costuming. She looked gorgeous. So,
and even
you can start bashing me now.
No, but I mean, even at the end, he gave the wrong hand to do
for the flip.
You'd never know it unless you went back and like really focused in on what happened, because she hesitated for a second. But
That's a performer. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a
Both of them,
performer.
high level performance. Like you could just go in the moment. She's like, "Do I go?" He's like, "You go." And they just went.
She's like, I got this flip, whether you're here or not.
Yeah, it's like, hey.
I'm used to flipping alone. Yeah. What did you guys think? Suri, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah. Well, piggybacking off of what Anna just said, I know she can do everything that you just said. So I don't really fault her for that not being presented. I don't know if it's time constraints. I don't know I don't know what the plan was.
I think Len said something about the choreography. Like, I wanted a little bit more.
There is going to be more. So I'm not worried. It's going to come. And she's going to be able to do it. So I'm very excited about this couple. Some of you guys have tweeted, who's your favorite couple this season? Duh. Shocker, gymnast and Derek.
It's like a perfect combination.
It literally
it's like a
combination.
couple made in heaven. It's the gymnast and Derek together.
Exactly.
Sorry, tears at the announcement.
Yeah,
Cheers.
100%. You think you tweeted me or texted me right after it was announced? I was like, yep, there's my season.
You were like, he's back?
There's
I'm like,
my
yes.
season. Awesome. I mean, I'm obviously stoked to have her the entire season because she's going to do some fantastic, fabulousness things. I know that's not a word, but that it's just going to be awesome. I can't say enough about her. I wondered years ago why she didn't do it at that time. It just wasn't the right time. But I also want to say this. You cannot compare her to Shawn Johnson right after the Olympics because that's 8 years ago. How many years ago? 7 years ago? Or whatever it is.
7, yep.
Shawn was much younger. Nastia's much older. So you're more mature. You have more...
And again, they're different.
Body awareness. They're also different styles. But I'm just saying she has more body awareness and you're older. You can do more.
Yeah, Nastia is definitely a woman now versus Shawn was still a girl.
Yeah.
She was a baby still.
So totally psyched, beautiful, gorgeous.
What's going to be most exciting too is that Derek, he choreographs such amazing things, but some of his best things are some of his Macy's Stars of Dance pieces. She's capable of literally anything that he throws at her, and that's the most exciting part, but also the most daunting part because it's like I want to push it and be innovative, but I have to like also show that she can dance and relate it to ballroom or whatever it may be.
Or whatever style that she's doing.
But she will be amazing, and I'm so excited about her because her legs, her feet are like beyond.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so good.
I also, as you know, I mean, I love athletes and the fire. The girl is going to be out for blood to win. Make no mistake, that smile and everything, like the girl wants to win.
She does.
Yeah,
I
said it.
interviewed her this week too, and she said my mental game is on. I mean, she knew how to do it in 2008. She still knows how to do it in 2015.
Right. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep. And I can watch her floor routine from Beijing over and over again.
Too.
Oh my
Her
God.
beam routines.
They're divine. They're all divine.
If you've never seen them, Google.
Yes.
YouTube. Sorry.
It's all your friend. Google and YouTube.
Yeah.
7788 for a total of 30. And then we go to Red Foo and Emma doing what I think was a cha-cha. I'm not sure. It was colorful and it was fun and it was Red Foo-y. But
Red Foo-y.
Emma, you looked amazing with your bustle and your Leo and
That body.
God, that body. And it was juicy wiggle and all that stuff, but it was a little messy.
It was what I expected from Red Foo. I don't have much else to say besides that. That's exactly what I expected. Nothing more, nothing less.
Right. He stayed true to himself. He came to the show. He's like, I'm this guy.
I'm a party boy.
I'm a party boy. This is what I want to be. And let's sprinkle a little cha-cha and let's keep doing my moves that I always do from my music videos and my tour. And she was like, okay, what else can we do about it? Let's do it. So that's kind of the feeling that I got. I think it's great for the first show. I'm worried that if he's going to keep doing that, he's not going to stay in the show for a very long time.
Nope, you won't.
No.
Yeah, that gimmick doesn't last very long, and I think that he's actually capable of doing these ballroom dances because you can tell he's got a groove and he's obviously fearless, so he can do this. I just want him to buckle down and really listen to her and just go with what she wants instead of what he wants.
You know, I think it's kind of interesting too. When he was a guest judge, people were mixed on him. Some people loved like his flamboyant fun. I mean, he's really enthusiastic and he loves dance. You can tell. But some people were like, I didn't need him on the judges. They didn't need him on the judges panel, and now he's on the show. And I'm like, I wonder if people still think back to, oh, he was a guest judge, and this is weird. And I feel
think it's weird. It's fine.
It's but I do feel like that they're at risk of being voted out in the next couple weeks. I do.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I completely
But I guess I'm so used to Emma like taking whatever the contestant is and being able to keep them in longer, and I'm not sure she can with him. I'm not sure yet.
Well, because it also depends on the contestants, right? All the guys that she had, Bill and
Michael.
They're willing to listen to
they
her.
are willing to do what she has in stores. And here, I feel like Red Foo is a little bit driving this train.
Was a performer in his, you know what I mean? So that makes sense. That he would.
His visions of his videos.
Yes. A little artistic and creative.
And he has a fashion line, and the print that he wore yesterday, it was his print, the outfit. That's Red Foo's print. He came up with it. So he's like very much, this is my stuff. This is what I'm here for. And don't just think, people, that celebrities do it for the love of dance. A lot of celebrities do it to promote their fashion line or whatever it is that they are out there to promote.
Or their new book,
You know, something rather like that. But some celebs just do it because they always wanted to, like Robert or like Patty.
Yep. Well, their scores were 6,556, which I think
is correct.
22 altogether.
Yeah.
And then we go into probably, I have watched this like 3-4 times now and saw probably every time Noah Galloway and Sharna doing the cha-cha. I also interviewed Noah last week, and just the real deal. What you see is what you get. He's got a lot of heart. He's amazing. He's a hero.
You're going to make me start crying. Stop.
But I think that this partnership too, like I think them partnering up with Sharna, I was like, gosh, this is so smart because her choreography is always so creative too.
Yes, she's a very creative girl. She has her work cut out for her because, you know, with Amy Purdy, she was able to, A, she had both arms, which actually helps a lot with ballroom dancing, and B, she was able to bend her knees. With Noah, that he doesn't really have that leg. It's literally he's dancing on one leg, and the lack of that arm, she has to change everything. She has to flip the New Yorker that she did yesterday. She had to flip it. She was on the side that the guy is usually on, which just doesn't matter for her. She can do anything. It doesn't matter for him because he doesn't know any different. But still, it's like it's gonna be very tricky for Sharna. But if anybody can do it, I think that's Sharna.
Totally agree. Yeah, no, with the Sharna part. Like, Sharna's so creative. I was like the perfect pairing. Her choreography was so flawless and gorgeous for me. I don't know about for the expert sitting to my right.
It was simple.
Yeah, but she was, just the way it was to the music, it was impactful for me. That's the way I felt. Yeah. And yes, I started crying before they even started dancing.
Just on the note of the cha-cha choreography, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it and leave it, and you guys could, tell me later, discuss it. I've never seen a cha-cha done with a contemporary feel.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. For sure, it had very contemporary flow to it. And I was really impressed with his transitions in terms of it's so hard without that left arm to do all those things. It's ridiculous. But I'm so excited for the two of them because I think he'll be around for a very, very long time in the show. Because I think people want to see him do well. I mean, I want to see him do well, and I think that he's going to do well. And it's going to be interesting to see Sharna push herself to creatively, because if there's anyone can do it, whenever I found out they were partnered together, I was like, this is beyond perfect. Like, she's the only one that can handle that situation.
Yeah. I just love this. I don't even know what to say anymore, but it's just one of those things. I just think that we're in for something special.
I can't wait for an actual contemporary routine from them, because it's going to be
that might be
heartbreaking.
My most memorable year. Oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I can't.
He's amazing though. Even in the pre-package when he was just talking, that's when he had me. I was like, oh,
he is just the real
my heart
deal.
And the fact that he can be so emotional and just be like a man, about it, and just own it and be so open with his emotions, that's amazing.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, I spent 5 years drinking and smoking and feeling sorry for myself because he goes, all I saw was the body that was left. And instead of realizing that I have this whole life, and he had 3 little kids, and he would go to the gym at midnight because he was embarrassed. And guys started coming up to him going, I'm coming to the gym at midnight because you're here. I always think if you can do it, I have no excuses. Wow. So that's why his motto is no excuses, Noah. And so
I love it.
Okay, I'm going to stop.
Great.
Yeah, me too.
We're going to move on to Suzanne Summers, and we're going to go to the Jane Fonda Award to Tony for keeping the 80s alive with the cha-cha.
Wow. Full out, Tony. That was amazing. I mean, that was like from the greeting in the package to their outfits. I love Tony. I mean, that was
I feel like this guy's done 19 seasons nonstop, and he wants to keep himself entertained at this point.
Heck yeah. Go with it. Own it.
Let's just do the Thigh Master.
He's owning it.
Now, I spoke with Suzanne Summers' publicist, and they're like, they're like, she's very busy. She's rehearsing 4 hours a day. And I was like, 4 hours a day for Dancing with the Stars? Really?
It's not that much.
It's not that much. And because I thought that sounded a little light on the rehearsal schedule.
Right.
We drive around in our cars for 4 hours every day.
That's in LA. That's so true. That's morning commute.
That's so true.
I can't.
She does have great legs. I didn't feel like there was a ton of content. There was 25 seconds of fluff before they got down to the floor. I thought that was about right.
I don't know you're going to have this, but it was was it felt just a little slow.
It was slower cha-cha.
Yeah, very, very slow. I mean, but amazing for her. How old is she? 68?
68,
Yes.
and that body looks great.
I know, she is sunshine, like they were saying. So there were highlights for me, but then there was also like, wow, just there needs to be more.
Yeah, I agree that there needs to be more. I do feel that even though the routine was slow, there was actually more cha-cha content than some of the other cha-cha routines that we've seen that gotten higher score. But it's it's a little slow, and it's a little bit. I feel like from last night, everybody's like, oh, this guy is, she's the aerobics queen, so we're gonna do this aerobic routine. This guy is a bajillionaire, so we're gonna talk about money and throw money in the air.
farmer.
It was like very on the nose. Every routine was very on the nose. The only routine that was not on the nose, the only couple routines, and Nastya and Derek now in New York, and he's dancing with Roquette. So let's do a routine about Roquettes.
There was no subtlety.
Yeah, it was like very on the nose. So a couple routines, which we talked about: Noah's routine, Willow's routine, proper cha-cha, Noah's routine, rumor, yes, too.
Yep.
Not on the nose, and I actually enjoyed it. I'm like, okay, this is a routine. I know it's an opening number, but it's like, to me, it felt like a little bit too much of that, like,
Yeah.
expected. It's like an expected thing.
And she's moved on from that point of being the Thigh Master person or whatever.
She's a bestseller.
It's great, but it's like I don't know. I just wanted to see more. I was like, I was over it before it started.
She used to perform in
to be
Vegas,
quite
so
honest.
she knows how to work a room. So I felt
Yeah.
like I could expect just a
And
cleaner,
she's got that like
less
kooky
gimmicky.
personality, and I just wanted to see that instead of just being like, I'm in a leotard with crystals on it. Like, it was just like too much.
But
I don't know.
perhaps it brings in other fans that weren't aware of her, don't know what her history was. Maybe, you know what I mean? Like,
The audience of this show is like built in for her.
Question. Yes, the audience of the show is definitely built in for her. Now, here's another thought that just popped in my mind. When Carlton did the Carlton,
Yes.
I mean, he brought so much audience. Like, everybody just like, this is the must see, because they wanted to see Carlton routine on the show. So it's almost like we want to see what these people are known for, but
I wanna
do
see
it
Three's
with like
Company.
a little cha-cha, or
I
do
would
it
be
a
more
little
interested in
this.
seeing that than like.
I want Chrissy Snow.
oh God, she'll come out.
Or have
She'll come out.
or have like Jenna play that in a part. Like Jenna Johnson play that like in a dance. Like the three of them dance together, but
Yeah,
as
be
Three's
Janet
Company.
and Jack.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's coming.
It's coming. It's probably just got to be.
Wait for it.
6, 7 to 25. Right in the middle. Middle
7
pack.
was a gift.
Seven was a gift, yeah. I agree.
And then we go to Rumor Willis, who brought her parents, very famous, to and she was partnered up with Val doing a foxtrot, and I like her because she's kind of badass.
She is.
She's kind of badass, and I just like that she's just going to be like, I'm here, Val, I'm going to work really hard, but also know that I've got a little bit of edge to me. I like it.
Yeah, she's a badass with emotion and feeling on her sleeve, so that makes her very, very attractive for reality TV. I think she did fantastic. She is, as much as I was very excited to see Derek and Nastya, I'm more excited now to see Rumor and Val. And Val is in for the blood this season. He's like, oh, I have Demi Moore's and Bruce Willis's daughter, who's badass, who's actually talented and like could do stuff. Like, he is so in it. I mean, his eyes, you could see it from the very beginning. He's just going for the kill, and it's going to be a very interesting season for him. I'm super excited.
Yes, for me, it was Val's stamp of impeccable work. And I knew before the season started that this was going to be one of the hot couples. It's Val's time. He's due for a win. And, he was going to be given somebody that had a real shot for me. It was amazing. And again, one of the top couples for me that I cannot wait to watch.
Right, for sure.
I just like her because you can tell she is so committed to learning and committed to just being herself. And I'm glad that she's not on this show whenever she was on, like, in House Bunny, whenever she was kind of more in the public eye, that she's had time to be like, this is who I am, this is who I've established myself as. And now she's like, you're either here or you're not. Like, I'm in it. And I'm so thankful that Val, this is the partner that we have all been waiting for him to have, because Zendaya is amazing, but she was so young. And all the other partners, other than that, there's always just been something that's just
Something a butt. There's always a butt.
There's a butt. And with her, it's like, she has no butts. She's like, I'm going to give you the butt. How about that?
She's a full package. She's a full package.
She's a full package.
And I like that we have a really nice contender to go opposite Nastia, too, because it makes the show more exciting.
And Riker, too.
And Riker, too, exactly.
What's so exciting about Rumor, too, is that she does aerial, she does ballet, she sings, so it's like all of these things that Val can just tap into and use. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, and their score was 888-832. Top of
Deserved.
Very deserved.
Well
A
deserved.
little waltzy foxtrot, but it's okay. I'll forgive them because it was still a fantastic routine. And I love that song. I'm like so happy that they used that song.
Yeah, it was beautiful. One quick thing I just want to throw out before we wrap up, because we do have to wrap up because there's another studio or another show coming in here. But Louis Van Amstel threw out that a lot of the pros are not doing their own choreography, which we've talked a little bit about in the past on here. So, a lot of people are buzzing about it on Twitter. So if you guys hear about it, just to let you guys know, they don't all do their choreography, or they have other people help them out. And it's not, I think it's changed over the years. I think originally the first couple seasons you guys were expected to do it all yourself. And
the first couple of seasons, if you go back, things were like held with a duct tape. Like the show really evolved. Opening numbers we used to do like on our own. Now it's like Mandy Moore does an opening number. So it's like, we literally had to, like, we would flip between Louis and Max and Tony and then Jonathan, and I would chip in. So we would like do our own stuff. So now it's definitely evolved, and some dancers are really good as just being dancers and performers, and other dancers love to choreograph, like Derek. So and like some like Val too. Sharna. So it's not you can't do everything unless you're Derek Huff, but
he does rockets. He's amazing. He
does rockets. He sings. He acts. Val plays a violin. He can do anything too.
Multi-talented. Mark
is a six-pack.
But I think the other point is too.
For me, I don't know why people would be shocked by that.
I think a lot of people just didn't know. And Mandy Moore talked about it openly. She's a producer now on the show, and she says she supervises a lot of what happens, and people get stuck, and you help them out. So
yeah, because at the end it's all about having a good show, and if somebody is not, you only have so much time, and if somebody is stuck and like it'll take them another 2 days to get there, the producer's job is to make sure that it just gets there on time and in the good form.
All right, just to clear up that little controversy, but we will be back next week. Anna, are you joining us next week?
I will let you know.
Okay, to be determined. I'm working on a few people coming in too as well, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to take a look at Jake, where can you find him?
You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree. And also check me out on PopSugarFitness.com.
Suri.
Love it. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Suri Serano. SuriSerano.
Anna.
You can find me on Instagram at Trebunskaya, on Twitter at Trebunskaya, so confusing, and Trebunskaya on Facebook and website.
And I'm Kristyn Burtt. I'm at Kristyn Burtt on Twitter and the Kristyn Burtt on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you all next week, guys. Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.